Hello everyone and welcome to the third part of our static modeling tutorial. Today we will finish the texturing, do the light map samples, and then we may do a light map run in game. So we'll do a base export. I may put it in a separate part. We'll see how long the video goes. So one thing I forgot to tell about our Spanish Mount or Cheval de Frise during the previous videos is that when you do the texturing, you have to limit yourself and try to pick a texture in the same folder. So as you can see here, I'm actually loading the Russian texture folder and the Nordic texture folder. That's not really great because you load two different folder with a lot of stuff there, and when you are in game, just for one static, it will load two big folders of statics. For now, I will keep the Russian textures. We may plan to change them in the future. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, if we keep the Russian texture, that's still good. Okay, but for example, don't load France texture folder. It's really heavy. And for example, North Africa texture folder. That no, don't do that. Okay. So now we will go with our channel 3. So let's start with our basic unwrap. Yep. Okay. And we load our correct texture. So I've loaded the texture, put the various styles. Here you can see the example just behind with the posts and the beam. So we'll see how we'll do. So first we'll relax, of course. Yeah, no. So we won't do that. If it keeps, stretching badly your stuff, just try to do it like this first. Try to get the correct shape first, then relax, and it will go way better. So, pop, pop, pop. Okay, so we are a bit too big. Up. Still a bit too big, but yeah. Okay. So, up. Let's see. So for the dirt, since here it's the same, it's a cut, and you will go there. Try to avoid, for example, a big splash of green there and nothing there. So as always, be smart where you place your things, etc. Let's see, like this, and like this. If, for example, you want to, let's say, have all the vertices there as same point. If you use stitch faces, it won't work because it's already one UV piece. So you will have to use target weld like that and move the thing around. Let's see how it goes if we go with the with this. So I've stitched everything together. As you can see here, it starts to uh, deform or log, etc. So we will separate the extremities from the main log. So I mostly use this tool, break, here. You can also, for example, use only the edge tool and break. It will work the same. Okay. So yeah, two way to do the thing. Up. Tack, tack, and tack. Relax. I'm keeping this as a straight piece. What thing we can do too is check where the cuts here are, so we can align this and this. For many of the statics, try to keep the same cuts every time, or of course the less amount of cuts the better, but if you have the cut at the always the same place, it will look better than having multiple cuts on multiple channels actually. Depend of the case, but here we have some rather dark static and dark textures, so it will not be that visible. But yeah, try to you guys will have to test, check, etc. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's up to you to decide, but always look for for a way to have something looking good. So yeah, for example, I wouldn't do that on another static. As for example, I'm in the middle of a smoothing group, etc. But yeah, here I want to give it a try. Tack, tack. And that way, if I do some mistake, you guys will see how it looks in game, and that's not bad actually. Yep. Because you will be able to see the change when I fix the static. So here we have the cuts, the cuts, the cuts, cuts, cuts. Okay, everything's aligned, good. So get a bit bigger perhaps. And voila. Up, so the dirt is done. And now we will attack the crack. One thing I always do first is to load the crack with as JPEG or PNG without the transparency, because if you load with the regular thing like this one, you don't see where it ends. So yeah, same with other kind of crack like the regular one for French textures, etc. You won't know where the bullet impacts are, etc. So yeah, better this way. Second thing I always do with crack is reducing it to a corner of the crack where there is nothing, so it won't show actually. Then you will have to decide where the crack will be. So I guess it will be mostly on this log. So let me show you. Yep. Yeah, we can even go like this actually. And like this. Of course, there will be some straight cut here. We will see if we can improve the result to have this kind of thing on the edge. And we will also have to decide if we put a few here actually. We could. I will check how I've done it on one of the static with the similar case, where you have some oblique wood logs. If I've put snow on it, and we may have to modify the mesh here for the crack. Yeah, so I've loaded in the static mesh viewer one static I've made for the Nordic fronts. You can see I've put the snow there. It's not perfect, but we'll go this way too. So that way we are not thinking too much about what we have to do, etc. So we will do the same process on the oblique logs as we did on the on the on the horizontal one. Note that when you do that, you will force the mappers to always put the static that way. You won't be able to rotate it top bottom, so 180 degrees, and put the top at the bottom and the bottom at the top, because otherwise we'll have the snow facing the ground and not facing the sky. So back on track. So taking all this, this, usually I work with the edges shown, but I guess for the tutorial it's better for you to see the evolution without the edge. It can be a bit difficult to read with this shown sometimes. Up. So up, reset the peel. No. Up. Okay. So first try to align everything. Since we have made the same log radius everywhere, so that works fine. Then we will just scale up the log, and then we will straighten a bit the logs, so it's easier to modify actually. So to straighten things, you can, for example, select the edge tool and then press this button there, or do the same with the with the vertex tool. Up. So you're not forced to do as I do, but I actually prefer to do it that way. Since when you have to tweak or modify your static, you want to help yourself in some way, and this will make the work way easier. Voilà. And now we will fine tune the logs. Up. Take. You can go further actually on the other side if you want. But for now we'll stay here. We will also stretch down a bit like this, so it doesn't use a lot of tiles. And one thing we will do, since we want this detail here to show on the on this edge, we will actually cut the middle edge here, not on this part, but here. So we will be able to, sorry, up. We will be able to move this like this and this like that. Up. Actually, making the thing straight is a good idea. What? We can even go like this if we want, so it makes our life a bit easier to connect the edge. Up. And so I will do the same on the other. So I finished cutting the thing. I'm not sure how it will look yet, so we'll see later. Just one thing we'll do is move a bit the things around, and also make them a bit more in the center of the sheet. Yep. Because you really don't want to go on a large amount of tiles. That way you optimize really better your static that way. Up. A bit here also. Voilà. So now we are done with our fourth channel. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what comes after 4? It's 5, so it's the light maps. First I'm saving because you never know. And now we unwrap for the light maps. Okay, so I have the light maps for the previous statics. I think I will delete it because it will really bother us. Yeah. So now we are just with our with our static. We are doing the light maps. So for the light maps, you have a lot of things to understand. First, you are actually doing some 2D sheets where all your faces are putting well straight, and you will have the FH2 editor or the 3ds light mapping system that will light map all these things. So put the light and the shadow. So for example, you don't want to have a static of part of a static overlapping one another, because otherwise you will have the shadow from this one, for example, going through this one. So usually you will have to put some distance between the two, and it's between 4 and 6 pixels. You will have to put 3 pixels between the edge of the sample and your first UV island, for the same reason, because you don't want this sample to bleed on another sample, for instance. Also, you want your faces to be at least 1 pixel wide, and you will have to check your smoothing groups, because you don't want to have a cut in the middle of a smoothing group, because it will literally break visually your smoothing groups in game. So something that was round in geometry will actually have some straight bars of shadows going through it. If you have a single piece, it will be really a smooth shadow up to one edge to another, but of course at the cut it will be not that good. But better to have one good cut set properly than multiple cuts. It will really break your cylinders and your smoothing groups. So we will keep these parts separated from the main logs, because they are not under the same smoothing groups. We have odd edges there. And remember that we also put some odd edges there too. So I won't make it like this, for instance, nor like this. I want to keep my straight, my odd edges to see the result, because I'm not sure it will look in game. So I want to test that. Last but not least, you are doing samples and you want to optimize the size of your sample. So here we have some medium-sized statics, I would say, since it's nearly 2 meters high. It's like 3 meters long, so it's not as big as a house, but it's bigger than a little box. So you want to have a lot of detail, not too much, of course, otherwise it will be too laggy. So the value size you can have for a lightmap sample is 248 per 248, 1024, 512, 256, 128, 64, 42, 16, 8. So it's 2 square something, up to 2048. So there is no rule to give to say, well, for example, for this kind of static, do 256 or 128. It's up to you, to the test you will do, etc. And when you will have done multiple statics, you will have a good rule of the thumb, you know. The first statics I've done for FH2 are actually not that well optimized in that way. For example, I've put some small boxes with samples way too large. So yeah, if I had to redo them, I will actually do them smaller. So I will go with 128, and I guess it will have a good pixel density. So here I'm setting the pixel grid. Up. I will separate the various extremities part from the logs. Up. So saving, and we will pack. So put on recursive. You want to rescale the clusters and go with let's say this kind of padding. Yeah, so here for example you don't have a good space between each UV island. You need 3 pixels there, and between 4 and 6 between each part of the log. So let's pack again. Here, for example, you are too big. You have too many pixels, like nearly 10 there. So yeah, that's not that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So we good. Here you can note that you have at least 1 pixel on each side. No, the extremities will not be easy to settle. What we will do is first relax them, because I guess they're a bit stretched. Yeah, that's better. So right now, I guess the static is a bit too. The sample is a bit too big. We can have something. Let's check how it looks with 64 per 64 and pack. Yeah, so what I will do is go with 128 for the first load, and for the second load, switch directly to 64 per 64. So that way I will have a sample, well, 4 times less wide, 4 times smaller, sorry, since it's 2 times the dimension on each dimension, then it's 4 times smaller. And also I will start, you will see with the loads. Anyway, so go back to 128 to 128 and show the grid correctly. Let's see how it looks this way. No. Yeah, so we still have a decent distance between each thing. What we can do, yeah, the edge will be really visible for the clear cuts I've made, so we'll see. But yeah, that's a good pack actually. We don't really have a lot to do here. We have a few empty spaces here and there, but let's see if we can do better actually. So mostly moving things around sometimes works. Yep. Yeah, you see, sometimes you really don't have to do a lot of stuff to optimize your unwrap. And I guess we could even do better actually, but don't want to spend too much time on this for you guys. Yeah. So we got 3 pixels everywhere, at least 4. Yeah, we'll move this one a bit around. The best for the first slot is 6. Then you can go a bit smaller on the other lots because it's seen from afar. Let's see if we can improve a bit. Yeah, so 6, 6, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll keep it like that. Good enough. So we've done all textures, we've done all light maps. Now we will start the export to see how it looks in game. So I will do an export with you. For now, we just have one load. Oh, good thing. You can see that my pivot, my static origin is not set properly. We actually want it to be set at 0, 0, 0. So you can either align toward or put it directly there. Also, you've seen that I have 2 set of axes there. It's because I have a rotation, same 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, perfect. Otherwise, if you don't do that, the static will actually not be aligned with what it should be. So it will be like moved away from some meters, etc., not in the correct rotation, yada yada yada. So we have the correct time set previously. So first we'll go to BF2 utilities static mesh. It actually created a root static mesh Spanish mount lot 0 Spanish mount, and there is the anchor right there. When we will do the call mesh and the various level of details model, we will have lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, and an invisible helper that will contain the call 1, call 2, call 3, and call 0. For now, it's just the basis. And once we're done, you select this exporter, set the path, objects, Nordic, military, up. Lightmap size, we put what we have done before, so 128. We good. We good. And let's go. Yeah, so it was the wrong path. I forgot one one subfolder. Up. So now, if I go with the path I've just put there, so static objects, Nordic, military barriers, I now have my ND Spanish mount. So here's the base code of the static and the mesh. We have that sample, so it's the light map sample for our first load and our static mesh. So we open the thing, and here we are. That's not bad. not that I can. Here we can see the dirt showing. Actually, when I will do the correct snow variant, I will actually have this texture showing, which actually way better because it's subtle now, the dirt, etc. So yeah. So here it's with the snow. So here I've modified the the texture, etc. And so we have what it would look like in spring, autumn, or summer. And it's not bad. Kind of like the result. It's not perfect, this, but I guess it works. Um, and also, you have to remember that we will add bob wires also, so it will be a bit, you know, you will have more things to notice than just the extremities of the log. So I guess it will look good. It will look good. So so you guys can see how I test my static. Usually, I've made myself a small test map. So as you see, it's not done. It's just a test map where I've put sun, lightnings, etc., and lots of trees, yada yada yada. And I've put my statics directly on it, light map them, and then see how it goes in game. It's a small map, so it loads easily, etc. So no, up, just putting the static on the map. So yeah, it's fine. As you can see, I've went with the non-snow variant because for now I don't want to check it, and I actually duplicate it in various position, so I can see how the sun go on the static depending on the sun orientation and the shadows, etc. Uh, so if you want, I can make a little scenery like this, like this, this, up. Voilà. So when you're done like this, select your statics. I will not show you in the video, but I will actually show you how to press which button to press for when you do a test. So you go to light maps, generate light maps. You would select terrain, only nearest primary, selected final, and then generate. And once it's done, you go to light maps, generate light map, generate. It will ask you if you want to check obsolete light maps. You can say yes or not as you wish. And you will be done. Then you will have to pack the map uh, and see how it goes in game. And I finally put the the snow variant too next to the regular variant. So yeah, that's what you want to check actually when you are doing this kind of stuff. Uh, it's quite good looking actually already. Yeah, and you see that it's pretty smooth. When you don't do smoothing, you see that's the way it goes here with a nice smooth and the cut just under. So here you can see the way the cut is for the details, notably. I don't know if I will keep the smoothing groups like that for the extremities or not. I like it and I dislike it at the same time. Yeah. Let's see the regular variant. It's not bad, you know, but I don't know. I will ask the guys what they think of it. Um, Good. So, you can notice one thing is that I can actually get through the the statics. It's because we have not done yet the call meshes. Uh, we also have not done the code for the statics, so we have not done the level of details yet. I think in the next video we will do the call meshes. You guys will see it's rather simple once you understand how it works. And if the video is not too long, we will perhaps start doing lots or do it in another video because this one I've just made will be quite long too, I guess. Anyway, don't mind telling me in the comments what you think of the first batch, and I will see you next time in the next video. See ya!